Well, let's take you back to Kaduna State, where an air bombing killed 87 persons. And today, the senators, starting from the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jubril, visited the state and also visited the government house to see the governor. And also, they donated their salary totaling 109 million naira to the affected victims of last Sunday's air bombing in Tudunbiri community. We have our correspondent Lupe Assam standing by to give us more in-depth analysis of what has transpired today. Lupe, talk to us about what you observed today from the meeting with between the senators and the governor.
Well, first of all, let me begin with a recap. Today makes it exactly 1 week since that unfortunate air bombing happened in Tudunbiri community of Kaduna State. Of course, by this time last week, even those who are now deceased were preparing to converge on that community in the night for their annual Malud festival. Of course, when they gathered at about 10 p.m., a strange strike, according to them, hit their community, killing at least 85 persons, and several others are injured and in the hospital. Of course, dignitaries have been trooping into the state, visiting the community, visiting the hospital to look at these people, to commiserate with them, and to assure them of the government's willingness to ensure that they get justice. So that is the situation now. And of course, the Nigerian army also came out to take responsibility. They said it was in the pursuit of a safer environment that unfortunate incident happened, and the Nigerian army pledged to also support a thorough investigation to ensure that whoever was involved in this air bombing is brought to book. Of course, dignitaries have been coming. We've had the vice president, and today the senators came in here. The delegation was led by the deputy president of the Senate, that's Barau Jubril. He came here. They expressed their condolences to the governor. They said they are indeed sad, they are indeed concerned, and they are indeed distressed that this unfortunate incident happened in this state and that innocent lives were actually cut off. So that's the situation. They donated their salary, 109 million. They said at the end of December they will be sending that to the governor, which will serve as immediate relief. That will help to provide immediate relief for the victims and indeed the community who has now been inflicted with this pain. So that is the situation now. But we'll listen to the governor in his address, in his response to them. According to the governor, he attributed the attack to lack of synergy between the armed forces and indeed security agencies. He said immediately that happened, he spoke to some of the service chiefs, and what he noticed was that the service chiefs and some of the security personnel were not on the same page. So that is from the governor. We heard that just today. And he is also calling for the establishment of state police. He said while he was a senator, he began that bill to ensure that we have state police. According to him, if we have state police, we will have more precise intelligence. Our intelligence will be more concrete, and that will lead to a prevention of this kind of incidents. He said this is one too many, and he quoted a couple of times where incidences like this had happened, and he said this one would not be allowed to slide. So the lawmakers said they are going to work hand in hand with the executive arm of the government to ensure that they get justice for these people. So the governor is also called on the senators today to help him press on the president, press on all those who are in high authority to ensure that justice is served and that the victims who are indeed the families feel that justice is actually served. So that is the situation at the moment. We visited the hospital. About 13 people are said to be discharged, but the hospital authorities yesterday said, first of all, before they will be discharged, they will be given psychosocial education. Of course, some of them who are in that medical facility at the moment are not aware that their loved ones are dead. So that is the situation now. They will be given psychosocial support to ensure that when they go back, there is a balance. They are able to cope with whatever information they will be given while they return back to their village. So that is what is happening now. And on the part of the government has promised that through its Pulaku initiative, their community will be rebuilt. Of course, these people are peasants. They are local farmers. They just farm and they are harvesting their crops now. So that is the situation. The government has said hospitals will be built for them, schools will be built for them. They will be the first community to partake in the government's Pulaku initiative, which is going to be carried out in 6 states, talking Sokoto, Kebbi, and including some states in the north central like Benue and Niger State. So that is the situation at the moment in Kaduna State.
Lupe Asom, our correspondent in Kaduna State. Do stay safe. Thank you so much for giving us that update.